You know what time it is? It's our time. Now let's get the music started and start getting to work. Anyways, how's everyone doing tonight? I got home from work like an hour ago. Got something to eat. Did my Genshin dailies. And then got ready for stream. You know, a typical work day for me. You know, I've done some thinking over the last few weeks about like stuff to talk about during stream, especially like low energy streams like art streams. Like, what can I talk about that doesn't dox me? The answer is not a lot. Still, I'll do something. I'll talk about something. I'll talk about something even as mundane as what I ate for lunch. Lunch, I ate rice. I ate white rice with some marinated beef that soaked up some wine and like some minced apples thrown into the mix. It's surprisingly delicious. You know, I've said this before, at least on more than one occasion, that I never really got to eat Asian food like rice until I started living with the old man, because I grew up in predominantly white households. But damn, white rice? That's the good shit. And it's so versatile too. You can pair it up with pretty much anything and it'll taste good. Meat? You got it. Like beef? Check. Chicken? Check. Pork? Check. Fish? Double check. Vegetables? Damn right. Soup? Oh yeah. No wonder people love rice so much. And some people in the chat may be thinking, Thunder, you haven't had rice until like 2 years ago? Listen, like I said, like literally a minute ago, grew up in white households. So didn't have much of a chance to eat rice. At least not on the regular. I mean, sure, you can go to restaurants, and I did on occasion when I had money. But I didn't have it for like on a regular basis. It wasn't something that was readily available to me. I like making rice pudding, mashed potatoes for the win. Oh yeah. There is one thing I do like, mashed potatoes. Pair it up with gravy. There's something they got right. Very simple, yet very delicious. And as for what I ate when I got home from work, I had some wonton soup. Homemade. Just mixed up some beef, some diced carrots, I think a trace of shrimp, and some egg yolk to tie it all together. That's some good shit. Also, welcome, Shrine. We're just doing some line art while listening to the Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack. I mean, I listened to it a lot when I was playing the game. When I was getting S ranks, because, you know, that's how you listen to the full song. And if you didn't, well, what's the matter with you? What are you, some kind of game journalist? You know. But, you know, I might come back to the Devil May Cry games at a later date. Maybe for some special event. Or if I, like, lose some kind of bet. But that won't be happening for the foreseeable future. I have things to take care of right now. Namely, this Kamen Rider O's cosplay that I'm still working on that I need to finish by next week. Which means Wednesday and Thursday night. As usual, there won't be any streams Wednesday and Thursday night. I'll be busy in my garage working on the final pieces and then putting it all together. Like, so far we have the helmet is done. The chest is done. The shoulders are done. I just need to figure out how to attach them to my actual shoulders. Probably Velcro. The belt fits now. The forearms are done. Right now I'm working on, like, the lower legs and the boots. I have one lower leg done-ish. I still need to, like, cut the back, put on Velcro, and make sure it actually fits. You know, I should probably do that after stream. Make sure it actually fits. I couldn't get S rank, only B. Well, you can go into the void and practice your combos. Also, learn to vary up your attacks. Do some different combos. Don't just mash the attack button. And for Dante especially, you got to be switching your weapons all around. That's a real easy way to get your rank sky high. Like, do a combo with one weapon, switch to the next weapon, do a combo with that one, switch to the other weapon. Attack, attack, switch, attack, attack, switch, 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 attack, attack, switch. No, I don't think I will. Well, enjoy your B ranks, I guess. If you refuse to learn the mechanics of the game, then there's not much else I can say to you. Oh yes, Shrine is not a stranger to APM. He does play StarCraft. Also, do not take damage when you're fighting. Don't get hit. Because getting hit drops your stylish ranking by at least 2 full letters. At least. Oh, you only just started. Okay, okay. Well, You are more forgiven in that regard. If you're new to the series, well, if you take the time to learn the mechanics, you will have lots of fun. Styling on all the enemies. VTuber StarCraft finalist. Thank you very much. That isn't true indeed. Yeah, I still, every time I think about that announcement about DMC5's dynamic music, I always giggle to myself. Because everyone correctly predicted that game journalists would not be able to hear the full soundtrack and therefore complain about the soundtrack. And like clockwork, they did. Oh, game journalists, so pathetically predictable. I mean, there's a reason why indie games have, on more than one occasion, entered in a mode easier than easy and called it game journalist mode. It's funny because it's true. I had to have my friend unlock easy mode for me in DMC3. Wow. Sora, that must mean you're really good at DMC3. Because in order to unlock easy mode, you had to die like repeatedly. Surprisingly, it wasn't Cerberus that gave me the most trouble. It was actually Agni and Rudra. Because, you know, 2v1, of course I'm going to have a hard time. And all I had to think was, wait, I have to suck at this game to unlock it? Wow. Sora with the humble brag here. I'm too good at the game, so I couldn't unlock easy mode. Oh, woe is me. Spent too much time in DMC 1 and 2. I spent only enough time in 1. I just cleared it and was like, okay, on to the next game. Oh, Chaos Legion. Wow. If I could get my hands on Chaos Legion, maybe I'll play it. Maybe. No guarantees. Oh, don't bother? Okay, never mind. Is it that bad, or is it just that grindy? Because if it's that bad, I'll probably skip it. If it's grindy, I'll probably also skip it. I was going to say I'll power through it, but that wouldn't be a very fun streaming experience, now would it? And if you're not going to have a fun streaming experience, then why bother streaming, right? Yeah, is this like... Isn't this from DMC1? Why is this in the 5 soundtrack? Was there a way to unlock this? If so, I totally missed it. I was too busy rocking out to Devil Trigger, Crimson Cloud, and Subhuman. Oh yeah, these aren't just guidelines, these are actual handguards. All right. So far, so good. It was remixed for 5? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just the Griffin boss theme, the Shadow theme, and the Nightmare theme that were remixed. Because I recognize those immediately. Because when those started playing, I popped off so damn hard. I was hit with a wave of nostalgia for a game I played a year ago. Nilo Angelo! Let's go! Oh, this was my favorite part of DMC1. Fighting Nilo Angelo. Because you were basically fighting yourself. You were basically fighting yourself, but with a longer reach. But yeah, that's something I always enjoy in video games, when you fight a character that's basically you, but better. Which is forces you to be better, too. I mean, that's that's the biggest reason why I like Devil May Cry 3. Cause Virgil was like the ultimate challenge in your abilities. But yeah, you know how DMC is kind of challenging? Chaos Legion is the same, but a bit more narrative driven, with the difficulty scaled back. So, what you're saying is I would like it. Is that what you're saying? Because if you're trying to dissuade me from playing it, you're not doing a very good job. Alright, if I can somehow get my hands on a copy of Chaos Legion, maybe I'll stream it. I didn't hate my time there. Well, if you say so, Sora, then I'm pretty sure it's not a bad game then, if you said you didn't hate your time there. That's like a vague praise coming from you. So yeah, as I was saying, I need to finish this Kamen Rider O's cosplay pretty damn soon. I mean, I even left for work early today so I could stop by the store and buy more Velcro. And then I'm probably have to take a a glue gun to it to make sure it sticks. Because I just tried sticking it to the cut I made in the forearms with its natural adhesive, and it didn't stay in place. When I tried to like pull it apart, it kind of got pulled off, so I had to use a glue gun. So looks like I'm gonna have to take a glue gun to these other pieces too. Not gonna lie, I figured you would grind and cancel streams a bit to finish it. That was part of the reason why I cut back on streams. It's one of many reasons why. And then after I finish this, I will refocus on the actual reason why I needed to cut back on streams. Alright, later, Shrine. Thanks for stopping by. And then afterwards, once I finish this cosplay and finish with the event I'm attending, then I can focus back on things I need to do. Focus back on the main reason why I was reducing stream days. Alright, alright. This is looking not bad. Blah, blah, blah. Why the hell did it zoom all the way up there? Then we go down here. But man, we're just going through the whole list here, aren't we? So yeah, the luggage I have should be able to fit all the pieces. At the very least, when I tested the chest armor, the chest armor fit for the larger luggage. You have any interest in playing Metal Gear Solids 1 through 5? I'm certainly open to them. I've heard good things about them. I've never played them myself. Alright, okay. Yeah, that's the thumb. Okay. I think I saw one screenshot that summarized the entire series. It's like, it says like, oh, it's just mostly silly fun, but there's a strong anti-nuke message in there as well. Alright, let's see how this hand goes like this. I think that's how it goes. Man, this is really messy. I'm trying to like curl up my own hand, trying to see what am I doing here? Okay. No, not like that. Something like that? That'll have to do. Well, 1-on-4 and then Revengeance. Oh, I've seen so many memes about Revengeance. It seems like a crazy time. Standing here, I realize you were just like me, trying to make history. But who's to say? Who's to judge the right from wrong? When our guard is down, I think we'll both agree that violence breeds violence. But in the end, it has to be this way. I know this song. I know the song purely through osmosis. Just from everyone memeing on it. Revengeance is literally weaponizing memes. That's the best part. Alright, let's look at the details here. Yeah, this is matching up so far. It's looking good so far. You can't meme on something that's a meme? Oh, I'm pretty sure you can. That just makes it even more powerful, though. If you meme on a meme, it becomes meme squared. I mean, what else can I talk about? Yeah, I'm starting to run out of, like, PS2, PS3, PS4 games that aren't RPGs. Because I realize those can kind of be stream killers. So I'm gonna have to, like, expand my repertoire somehow. One way or another. Okay, we're just literally going through all the old DMC games. And you know what? I don't mind it one bit. Alright. How does this go? I mean, I can't really talk about my job. Like, when I started my job again, I was saying I was doing undercover work, and I still am. Like, the job I'm working right now, it's a cover job. I get paid to do that job, but also there's like a hidden job behind that job. And that I guess you could say that's my real job. I suppose you could say it's like my hero job. Because I wouldn't be able to do this quote unquote hero job while I'm in the hero suit. That would just be a dead giveaway. No, this job requires a little more finesse, a little more subtlety, a little not being obvious. Because if I show up as Thunderbird Prime, then everyone's going to be on high alert. And we can't get the job done. That's why I have to go as myself. Clearly involved with spying on the Yakuza for the police, while getting paid by both the police and the Yakuza. Subtlety? No idea what that is. Yeah. Toku heroes are about as subtle as a fire truck. And I say that in like the nicest way possible. But man, listening to this track from DMZ3 just reminds me how much of a hard time I had in some parts of DMC3, mainly Agni and Rudra. Is it because the chime goes off kind of like a fire truck? Exactly. And the main reason why they can just transform out in the open is because everyone else has just run off. So there's no one to discover their secret identity. Ah, yes, Virgil 2. Probably one of my favorite boss themes. Like, ever. Oh there. Hi there, Stray. Welcome to the stream. We're just doing line art, listening to Devil May Cry 5 music, and talking about whatever comes to mind. I have a pen tablet. Yes, I do. It's an old Wacom bamboo fun that I got in a garage sale. It gets the job done. Also, I typed in Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack, but it played like the first 3 songs. And then we're going like rewind, go back to the old games. Which means I probably should find a different playlist as soon as we're done with this playlist. Bamboos are legendary. Are they? I mean, how legendary can they be if I found this one in a garage sale? And like the tablet's kind of dusty in some places. I think like the pen nub might need a replacement soon. I had to like finagle with like the drivers. And all sorts of other things that gave me quite a headache. But if you say they're legendary, then I'm inclined to believe you, Stray. Oh, bamboo tablets are sturdy as fuck. Ah. They're legendary, trust me. Ah. I mean, everyone, all the artist streamers I know, they all use like Cintiq or Intuos or wait, are those the same thing? I don't know. They always use like these like giant monitor tablets where they can just like look on the screen down where they're drawing. Is like, damn, that must have been hella expensive. And here I am with like this dinky tablet I got from a garage sale. I have purchased 3 in my lifetime so far. Yard sales are notorious for hidden gems. I know. It's like yard sale and pawn shops. And as much as I complain about my PS4 I got from my pawn shop, I'm still glad I found it in the pawn shop and got like a hugely discounted price. Even if the analog stick has a bunch of problems, even if like the micro USB cable is loose as fuck, even if yada 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 yada, I'm still grateful that I got that PS4 and managed to play a bunch of Yakuza games, and still am right now. It's like Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, currently Yakuza Kiwami 2. And I'll probably grab like 3, 4, and 5 somehow, and 6. Alright, let's see. What am I doing with this leg? Something like this. Devils never cry. Yeah, I think I sang this for the 100-song karaoke. And Shall Never Surrender. It's like, what's some cool songs I can sing? Let's look up Devil May Cry songs. And so I did. And then I sang them. And it was fun. What are you drawing? I am drawing the old man and his hero form. Because why not? I gotta show you guys where I learned all this cool shit from. I mean, I drew like a rough sketch like a long time ago, which you can kind of see under the chat, like over here in the top right. It was like, you know what, let's make like a cleaner version of that. Have some reference material. In case anyone ever wanted to draw these people. It's like, Thunder, you keep talking about your old man. You keep talking about your maid. What do they look like? Well, now I have an answer. The old man is my predecessor slash mentor slash guy who I tried to rob. just living up to the common rider tendency of getting your powers by stealing them. I mean, how many times has that happened? The very first common rider, that's for sure. Well, more like it was forced upon him, but he escaped before they could brainwash him, so I guess in a way it does still count as stealing it. Kuga, definitely. Ryuki, yes. Fies, yes. Double, yes. O's, yes. Forze, yes. Gaim, yes. That's about it so far, but is or was he more powerful than you? At the start, yes. Definitely much more powerful. As I got more training experience, I managed to close the gap, but I say he has more experience, so he's still stronger, but I'm still catching up. But I feel like the more I try to catch up to him, the more he picks up his own training regimen, and then the gap starts getting bigger again. It's like an endless game of cat and mouse. Dark sky, the devil's cry. He didn't steal it in double. He was asked if he wanted to ride with the devil. O's, it was a deal. Well, I guess if you want to get technical, Onk stole it. And then he made a deal with AG. So I guess he stole it by association. But the double one, I'll concede that point. I see the freedom reign. Praise to my Father, blessed by the water. Black night, dark sky, the devil's cry. Oh, what the hell happened there? That is not what I wanted to do. Oh yes, the most infamous opening line for a song. Or at least in the history of Devil May Cry. The time has come, and so have I. A last life, 'cause you came to die. The pain's done, the pain subsides, and I can see the fear clear when I look in your eye. Forza, yeah, he just kind of took it. Gaim sort of just found it on the ground. Wizard made it with his soul or something. Ghost was his legacy. Drive was a project. Exade was stolen. Build was tricked? Yeah, build is, that's a complicated matter. It's like, I can't really go into it without spoiling some of the bigger twists in build. Tile, and I know it too well. I'll make you wish you had a soul to sell, and I'll strike. Zio, he just developed. Oh, 01. Well, 01. It was more like it was just given to him. It was like, okay, if you use this, you are now the CEO of this company. It was like, deal. Oh, I guess Revice was also a case of it being stolen because it wasn't originally meant for him. Not meant for Iki anyway. It's just kind of like in a heat of the moment. My family's in danger. Let's risk it. Boom. Geats is like, they're just straight up given to you. But yeah, back on topic. It was either steal the belt and try to use it, or die a gruesome death. You can guess which one I picked. It's not really a choice if your alternative is to die. Oh, this is the continuous version. It's not shall never surrender. I see. Yeah, they're just playing through all the battle themes. I'm gonna have to find a different playlist after this. After this playlist completes, because I don't want to interrupt a good thing. However, this isn't exactly what I was looking for. I just kind of hastily typed in DMC5 soundtrack and just popped it in, got it ready, get ready for stream. No plan whatsoever. Just kind of went in blind. But you know what? That's fine sometimes. Sometimes it's good to improv. Just go in with like virtually no plan. Just wing it. All right. We'll get a lot of line art done tonight, I hope. But yeah, next week I am going to be definitely busy. Like, I might even have to, like, just keep it to the Kamen Rider watch along and Yakuza if I'm really running behind on schedule. I hope you guys can understand why I would do such a thing. It's not that I want to, it's just if unforeseen circumstances pop up and I have to like adjust my schedule, then I have to. Real life do be like that sometimes. And that means I have to take a hit to my streaming schedule. Then so be it. Like, if streaming was my full-time job, then I'd be in serious trouble. Thankfully, it's not. Thankfully, I do have a full-time job. Even if it's a cover job. They do offer benefits, which I am taking mostly advantage of. You know, mostly for like dental. Oh boy, did I need dental. Hey, like, spoiler alert. Going 7 years without like dental work, not the greatest. Not the greatest thing to do to yourself. But thankfully, the dental work I did started getting since 2020, it has repaired most of the damage. I mean, there's still some problems, but they're much more manageable now. I know it might be like a little weird talking about stuff like dental work. But, you know, like I said, we're just jumping from topic to topic here. Okay, I set this to loop. Alright, I'm just going to finish this line. And then tab out. Then switch over. Alright, if you don't want to talk about dental problems, we'll move on to the next topic. So, what's the deal with airplanes? No, seriously, what's the deal with airlines? Those bastards have taken what should have been the best human experience ever and turned it into one of the worst human experiences ever. Like, nobody wants to, like, go to the airport, like, 3 hours early just so they can get through all the check-in process, the security checks, yada, 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 yada. Because you assholes couldn't figure it out. Because you guys want to make more money. You want to make it a worse experience for everyone. You want to sell your, like, your business class seats. Pretty sure the reason I'm sick so much is because I cannot chew my food. Thank you. Train rides? I don't know if the local trains actually go to my destination, and if they do, wow. Wow. Alright. Music died? Yeah, the music died because I am switching over to like an actual DMC soundtrack. All right, here we go. Hopefully this one plays like the actual DMC5 songs and not just like the main 3. Oh yeah, definitely this one. Oh yeah. Always sends a chill down my spine when I hear that woman say, "Devil May Cry." And then I just hear like the ambience. As the Devil Hunters face off their biggest threat thus far. And then I realize I was playing through this game, it's like just idling on the title screen. I hear this track, it's like, is my game lagging? Why is it like, and then now I'm listening, is oh, that was on purpose. I don't feel so bad anymore. I thought it was something was wrong with my game. But nope, that was 100% intentional. Boredom, the biggest threat so far. Oh yeah, it's like Nero's just helping Nico fix her van. Dante's chilling in his office with the electricity and hydro and all the other utilities shut off because he's too lazy to pay the bills. And V's just reading poetry. Yeah. Truly, boredom is the greatest threat so far in Devil May Cry. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, hi, Rize. Welcome to the stream. We doing art tonight. We're figuring out where lines go. And reminding myself to hit Control S at every opportunity. Otherwise, I'm going to forget, and then something will crash, and I'm going to cry about it. Well, I won't cry about it, but I'll be very upset. I'll be tempted to throw something across the room, but I won't because this is my room, and any damage I cause to it, well, I'll have to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with that because it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. So instead of dealing with it, I will just not let it happen in the first place. Problem solved. Problem solved before it even began. Oh yeah, this is like the startup, isn't it? Yep. This is the lead up to Urizen. I remember this part. I was like, Nero, why are you missing an arm? What the hell happened? And then that question was quickly answered. I'm gonna go productive as fuck mode today. Yeah! Productive gang, productive gang, productive gang. I say as I'm tabbing through various streamers who are on right now. It's like, okay, who's on? It's like, oh, one stream ended. Gotta switch to another. Oh, the problems of following so many people on Twitch. It's like, oh man, I'm spoiled for choice here. It's like, oh, I guess I'll put Francie on the background as he's also working on art stuff. And I guess I'll open Kurura's chat or stream and watch her open HoloLive cards. Give me shiny HoloLive card. Well, let's hope she gets shiny HoloLive cards. Oh no. Oh no, indeed. Shiny HoloLive cards from Vice? Well, yeah. I mean, her category is set to Vice Schwarz, so I'm assuming yes. I just kind of looked over there for a minute before going back to stream. I think it's part of her TCG Tuesdays. I look at my calendar and make sure, yep. It was Tuesday when she started. I mean, technically now, since midnight rolled, it's Wednesday, if you want to get super technical about it. I don't know. After working night shifts, like, it doesn't matter. It's tomorrow when I wake up. That's my policy. Like, from a technical standpoint, yes, it's the next day once the clock strikes midnight. But also on a personal perspective, it's tomorrow when I wake up. So don't worry about it. Like, I heard you can actually beat Urizen in, like, Mission 1. It's hard, but you can probably do it. Am I going to go back and attempt it? No. Do I think it's neat that you can do it? Yes. Well, I best be getting to bed. Good luck with the art and the costume. Thank you, Sora. Have a good rest. You've earned it. I'll probably be going until, like, 1 o'clock. It's currently 12:13. But yeah, after I'm done with the events in the middle of November, I will talk to you all about what I have planned for December. I will probably announce it the Monday night I come back, assuming I make it back home in time to stream Yakuza Kiwami 2. I'll probably talk about it at the end of that stream. Things are happening. That's all I can say right now. Things are happening. Things will happen. And hopefully better things will happen too. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, I'll just keep doing line art here. And listen to the awesome soundtrack of Devil May Cry 5. To think, to this day, game journalists still haven't heard the full splendor of Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack. For they refuse to become proficient at video games. You know, I never really understood their argument of like, oh, video games should be accessible to everyone. And I always thought, well, that's what books and TV shows and movies are for. I mean, the very term video game implicitly implies that there's an inherent challenge to it. Games, by their very nature, have a challenge to it. It's like, you guys are game journalists and you fail basic literacy? Like, do you not know what a game is by its very nature? It's like, video games. You keep using that word, but I don't think you know what it actually means. Stretch. Oh wait. She's opening different cards. I guess Weiss is just a generalized category for trading cards for her. I see. Now we're Hodo. But man, this soundtrack goes hard. I was like too busy at the time getting my ass kicked by Urizen. And trying not to die and then failing that objective. Whoops. Oh yeah, this is when shit hits the fan. When Dante lost the first time. It's like, whoops, you failed, Dante. Now people are gonna die. And what happens to those people when they get stabbed? It's not pretty. As we've seen in-game. Mission Korea. I do not apologize for nerding out over this awesome soundtrack and revisiting the feelings I felt when I first heard these soundtracks. I do not apologize one bit. Alright. This looks fine. Oh yeah, I definitely have to do the line here. Because I'm looking at the old reference like, okay, there's an actual line here. Oh yeah. Heaven of my hell. Next track. Gotta let it out. Gotta let it out. Gotta let it out. The demon inside me is a hold of me, trying to power, trying to break free. It all, gotta let it out. Gotta let it out. Gotta let it out. Move fast, baby, don't be slow. Step aside, reload, time to go. I just seem to control all this rage that's inside me. Five to the abyss. Five on the abyss. That hot tempered, I just can't resist all this vengeance inside me. But yeah, these guys knew exactly what they were doing when they designed the soundtrack. It's the darkness that's within me. No hiding in the shadows anymore. When this wickedness consumes me, I can turn you and there's no way out. These voices into my head, but I just turn on burning red. Frustration's getting bigger. Bang, bang, bang. Pull my devil trigger. This was like one of the funnest openings ever I've seen in a video game. Just Nero styling on all the demons. Nico grabbing her cigarette mid-spin while still driving the van. I think they were playing this like in the opening scene where like the army dudes are trying to fight back the demons. I think. I don't know, that part kind of fast forwarded for me in my head. And then Nico comes in to kick demon ass. Such a good delivery of that line. Oh yeah, this is... All right. All right. Lineart is going at a reasonable pace. Oh yeah, this is definitely like mission 1. I was just styling everyone so much that the actual music started to kick in. So yeah, the place I have to go next week requires me to take a plane there, and Luminous is a big city, but it's not big enough to have like an actual international airport. I mean, we have an airport. They call it an international airport, but it's not. It only flies to other airports in the country, not to other countries, which is the biggest case of false advertising, if you ask me. Why would you call it an international airport if you only do flights for within the country? You fucking liars. So that means I have to drive to the closest biggest city so I can actually go to an actual international airport. So that's going to be not fun. But hey, it's better than driving the entire way to my destination. That would be quite exhausting. And I feel like I would get lost. Gotta let it out. Gotta let it out. Gotta let it out. It's like, come on, you can play a better version of this song. Get your stylish rank up. Alright, I better, like, straighten up my back. I'm starting to slouch. That's not a good thing. Alright, we're almost done with this suit, but then we have to do like the cane, the side view of the cane, close up of the belt, and then the old man as himself. There's lots of work to be done still. But we're still making progress despite that. And you know what? That's all anyone can realistically ask for. As I've said before, I'm more of a writer than an artist. I'm trying to do both. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe I should just focus on one. But I'm like, nah. Let's be a jack of all trades. Jack of all trades, master of none, still much better than a master of one. It's important to have a well-rounded set of skills, because you never know what life's going to throw at you. Life comes at you fast. And by fast, I mean really fast. I am living proof of that. Oh yeah, this is the part where something happens. It was like, Nico's like, Nero, goddammit, I left you alone for 2 minutes. Oh yeah, that's the music that plays when the thing happens. And then followed by the aforementioned, Nero, I leave you alone for 2 minutes. Alright. We're almost done with this, which means we can move on to something else. I mean, we can just do this. Look how clean that looks. Beautiful. Even though it's like super zoomed out, because it's like 5,000 by 2,600. Because I'm a crazy person like that. I work at ridiculous resolutions because I don't know the meaning of restraint. Oh yeah, the jukebox. The mission preload screen. Where you can like get your skills. Configure your loadout. And overall, just get yourself psyched up for the mission. Man, Devil May Cry 5 was such a fun game. It still is a fun game. I mean, you know you're an awesome game when on the title screen you have an option called Unleash Virgil. You know exactly what the fans of your game want, and you delivered. So yeah, because of Devil May Cry, I might look into getting into Bayonetta. Maybe. There's still a lot of other games I want to play too. Oh, hi there, Melinda. Welcome to the stream. All the hearts. How are you doing tonight? I'm just here doing line art, listening to the DMC5 soundtrack, and talking about whatever topics pop into my head. You know, there's one game I really want to play. It's just going to be very hard to get a physical copy nowadays, but a game I really want to try out, which is very on brand for me, is Beautiful Joe. I have heard nothing but good things about Beautiful Joe. And I've heard it described as one big love letter to Kamen Rider, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm in. Now I need to get like my hands on an actual copy of that game. I'm doing good. Packed a lot. Doing well. Ah, you also enjoy Beautiful Joe, huh? Well, if you love it, then certainly I'm gonna love it too. Now the problem is getting my hands on a copy. Preferably the PS2 version. Because I think that's the one where you can play as Dante from the Devil May Cry series, which feels like such a meme at this point because of that saying. Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. But it's like, it's actually Dante. I'm like, okay, how would that work in a Beautiful Joe game? Which is kind of why I want to get that version of the game. So I can find out. And then there's a lot of games I want to play, but in terms of streaming them, unfortunately, many of them are RPGs, aka stream killers. So I'm gonna have to look into other games I can get my hands on. I'll hunt it down. Sometimes I'm pretty good at finding deals for old stuff. Well, thank you, Melinda. If you can get a copy of the PS2 version of Beautiful Joe, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, yes, RPGs do take aeons to finish. I mean, look at my current playthrough of Yakuza Kiwami 2. I'm just focusing completely on the side quest and ignoring the main story quest. Which certainly doesn't help matters in terms of completion. But I can't help it. The side content in Yakuza, more often than not, it's more interesting than the actual main story quest. So of course I'm going to do that instead. I mean, if you have a mode where I can just like manage real estate and I can hire a chicken as a real estate manager, of course I'm going to focus on that. If you give me a side quest where I teach a dominatrix how to be a better dominatrix, of course I'm going to do that instead of the main story quest. If you give me a side quest where I'm going to help a kid retrieve his stolen copy of Totally Not Dragon Quest, then of course I'm going to do that instead of the main story quest. It really is, which is funny. Like, the game is like, hey, there's this plot, but here are these funny quests. Here are these little pocket circuit racing cars you can customize and use them to beat the snot out of children. Here's this cabaret club management where you can actually like hire women to work at your cabaret club and master the art of conversation. Oh, that's not up to your style? Oh, here. Have a batting cage minigame. Have a golf minigame. Have a disco dancing minigame. Like, there's so much to do in Yakuza. You kind of get lost in it all. And you're like, you have your fill. You do all these side quests. You're like, oh yeah, there's a main plot I have to get back to. The typical RPG experience. Especially in Yakuza. When the Chanter pretenders. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out. It's like they dumped all the ideas they had for other things into the games. I feel like Keita told me the same thing. It's like they threw all these like wacky game ideas into Yakuza to see if they would actually work, and most of the time they do. I mean, hell, they even put like working versions of old Sega games like Outrun and Virtua Fighter. Hell, I had to do like a side quest where I had to beat an old man at Virtua Fighter. And I had fun doing it too. And of course, the karaoke. As much as Baka Mitai has reached meme status, it's still a legitimately good song. That's why I sang it during like my 100 song karaoke. I mean, I do beat up old men too in Yakuza. To be fair, most of those old men, they picked a fight with me. I was merely defending myself, okay? If someone wants to throw hands and there's no way to escape, well, guess what? We're throwing hands. Yeah. It's literally that SpongeBob meme. How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man? Especially Kuze. Kuze is the embodiment of that SpongeBob meme. Anymore when this wickedness consumes me. Alright, we're gonna go for like 20 more minutes. Then we'll call it a night. And then tomorrow night, I'm gonna have to work on cosplay again. We're in like the final stretch. Con crunch hours indeed intensify. Thankfully, because I've been working on this little by little every weekend, the con crunch isn't so bad. I mean, it's still there, but it's not as bad as it could have been. It's almost as if working on a big project little by little every day, instead of leaving it all at the very end, is actually a good habit to get into or something. Who would have thought? Spoilers, it was me. I thought it was a good idea to do it little by little. And I feel vindicated. I feel so vindicated that I actually started this like ahead of time. And just kind of went for it. Even though this is like my first rodeo in terms of making my own cosplay. Of course, a lot of it was like, okay, I gotta look up like these tutorials on YouTube. Alright, how do I work with this material? Okay, what do I do? Okay, what do I not do? Okay, I'm running into these problems. What's going on? Okay. Etc., etc., etc. I mean, hell, I even had to look up like some guides in Japanese. Thankfully, they had English closed captioning. So shout out to Pigtail Channel and all their do-it-yourself Kamen Rider helmet tutorials. Because without them, I would have not have gotten any idea of how to do, like, the eye parts for my helmet. I know, I was surprised. I thought you had done a lot before. Nope, this is literally my first rodeo. And of course, I had to, like, jump straight into the deep end of the pool and go, like, Kamen Rider armor stuff. Like an absolute fool, an utter buffoon. Chewed off. I bit off more than I could chew, and then I chewed it anyways. Like, somehow I made it work. Just through, like, sheer tenacity. Okay, that works, Of course, I have to draw like, the arrow. Big boss territory, but you made such good progress. Thank you, Mel. It means a lot coming from an experienced cosplayer such as yourself. And I've said this on, like, Twitter before. It was like, the main reason I got into cosplay was like, oh, I want to meet all my VTuber friends at anime conventions, but also I don't want to, like, inadvertently dox myself. It's like, also, I like Kamen Rider. Okay, well, 2 birds with 1 stone. Make a cosplay that hides my face. Bingo, presto, done, easy. Spoiler alert, it was not, in fact, easy. In fact, it was very difficult. Which is kind of like, oh, I'm so thankful I got, like, a black skin suit to wear underneath. Because I tried putting on the helmet, even with the eyepieces in, if I don't have my face covered, you can see right through. Which is kind of the point. I need to see through the helmet to see where the hell I'm going. But also, if I wear the black skin suit, you'll see nothing but black underneath the helmet. Which is kind of the point. Because I want my face to stay hidden after all. Yeah. I'll just sneak things under my mask to eat when I meet others. Secret, safe. Yes. And I'm gonna need, like, at least one person with me at all times to act as, like, kind of my pseudo guide. Because even though the eyepieces are transparent, you can see through them, even though I can kind of see through the black skin suit when I have it covered my face, the vision still isn't that great. So, thankfully, I'm going to have at least one friend with me there to act as my eyes, in a way. And hopefully they can act as, like, the carrier of my phone and other things. Because guess what? This costume doesn't have pockets. Big problem. Yes, my handler. Someone I can trust who won't let me run into a wall. Although I don't think I'm going to be doing any running whatsoever. I'll be doing a lot of posing if people ask for photos. But that's about it. I'm not going to be like running around. That seems like a bad idea. The common riders can carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, but they can't carry a phone. Ironic, isn't it? They can save others, but not themselves. Can't get distracted by memes, but Kamen Rider Blade and Kamen Rider Exade, they're nothing but memes. Although, Blade was like unintentionally memey. Exade was memey on purpose. That just reminds me, like, the Kamen Rider Diner was showing off like one of the dishes, and one of them was a Kamen Rider Blade dish, which featured the infamous bench, and everyone lost their shit. I was like, oh god. And also another one, I can't describe because it's like kind of spoilery, but it's a dish that's from Kamen Rider Zeo. I can't say what the dish is about because, like I said, spoilers. I mean, I guess the bench could also be a spoiler, but if I say the bench without any context, except Kamen Rider Blade, only people who've watched Blade will understand. Only people who have seen Blade will understand the significance of the word bench. The bench sounds so menacing. I mean, in a way, it kind of is. But it's not like actively menacing. It's menacing because of like contextual implications. I bought some more Velcro today. I don't know if it'll be enough. If it's not enough, I'll need to do another run out during Friday when I'm working on this again. I mean, if you were part of the Kamen Rider Blade watch along, you would have figured out the context of the bench. But now we're on Hibiki. And so far we're having fun with Hibiki. As always, there's always things to poke fun at in Kamen Rider. Like, the biggest thing we like to poke fun is in Hibiki is like, wow, we are getting none of the stock Toku locations. We're not getting the bridge. We're not getting the stadium. We're not getting the abandoned warehouse. We're not getting the rock quarry. These are all like new locations. I started... Okay, so I've watched Double through... at the time to 01 to completion, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the first half of Heisei, and then I watched Kuga and Agito, and then I started the Ryuki watch along because that was the time I was a VTuber. I was like, okay, let's make this like a weekly event kind of thing. Oh hey Ken-san, we're talking about Kamen Rider as always, which is, you know, on brand. So no, I have not watched all these watch-along series I'm doing right now. I have not watched beforehand. I am coming in with fresh eyes. So Ryuki, that was my first viewing of Ryuki. Same with Fi, same with Blade, same with Hibiki. Although some of the people I'm watching with, they've seen it before, but thankfully they're not spoiling it for me, which is good. So when one of the biggest reveals in Fi's happened, that was my actual natural fresh reaction. No prior knowledge. And I think they clipped it. I think Chu clipped it. But yeah, after we finish Decade, I propose that we move on to Super Sentai and like start at like the start of Heisei Super Sentai and go forward from there. But we'll see. We still need to go through Hibiki, Kabuto, Deno, Kiva, and then Decade. This too is Decade's fault. That's indeed exciting. I don't know if I'll go through like Showa era writers. That's something I'll definitely have to debate with myself. But definitely willing to give Super Sentai a try. It's nice to see the other side of the coin. Sentai is pretty epic. I mean, I would assume so, since there are a lot of Toku tubers after all. It's like when I started VTuber, I was like, oh, I thought I came up with an original idea for a VTuber. Nope. Turns out there's a lot more of us than we thought. But you know, on the other hand, that means we have like kind of a tight-knit community. We're all discovering each other. We're all supporting each other. We all have like a common yet passionate interest in heroes in spandex suits. And you know what? We're all better for it. Yes, collect them all to form a Megazord. Or make a summer crossover movie. More ambitious than Infinity War. Like that, but unironically. Alright, we got the beak here. Yeah, that looks good. Common interest. Coming to a stream near you this summer. Eventually we will... I don't know. We'll probably start like small scale first. And then like grow it like every year. I don't know. I'm not making any promises or anything because I'm just talking out of my ass right now. I have not consulted anyone about this, so do not take this as official word. Anyways, it's 1 o'clock now, so I've been streaming for 2 hours, so I can I can definitely call it here. Now let's see who's on right now. You know what? Before we go, I just want to thank everyone for joining me tonight as I work on art. So there's a link to all my socials, my Twitter, my YouTube, my Discord, and my throne. Ow. And there's the raid message. We are going to raid. Who's on right now? Oh, KB's on. They're doing Pokemon Sword and Shield Ice types only. Big fan of monotypes, as you know. I have done an electric only run, so definitely can support this. So we're going to raid KB. And remember, stay prime. And see you all later. Thanks, Mel.